Goodness. Yeah, drink your water. So this is our post COVID edition of Hump Day with the Hearts. I don't know if people were watching, anybody watching now or anybody tuning in on a replay, if they watched our last video. What was our last video about?
I don't know, sex.
But it was about something. It didn't come up on my thing.
No, not yet.
Oh. Um I don't know what our last video. I can't remember what our last video about, but on the video, I was coughing. I kept coughing over and over again. And I was like, I don't have COVID. It's just post-nasal drip. I did. The next morning I woke up, felt like I had the flu, was horrible. So we both had COVID. We're now finally, it's 3 weeks later and just finally back to being good. You was good a while earlier than me. I was bad. Homie was down. But we didn't start
Hey, Shawnee, guess what day it is?
What day is it?
Hump Day with the Hearts.
I know, I just started talking. Because you was coughing. So it reminded me of the, COVID edition. What are you trying to do on the phone?
Hey, you good. Just go ahead and do your thing.
Oh my goodness. So tonight we are going to talk about our journey of how we started our sex toy. I'm going to say sex toy empire. That's what I'm going to say. And a lot of people always ask us questions about how did we get started in the business? They want to get started in the business and have different questions. So thank you to everyone that emailed a question, sent in a question by DM or whatever. What?
Nothing, go ahead.
Click on there and ban them. Somebody's spamming us on YouTube right now. People are the worst. Why? But anyway, that's what tonight's show is about. The wonderful world of sex toy business.
Yes, wonderful world. What you want to talk about?
Oh my goodness, your head is not in it right now. I don't know what's happening. But so first, before we answer questions, and feel free, anyone watching right now, live or on a replay, put any questions you have for us about something about our business, or you want to start selling toys, you have any different questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments and we'll try to answer. I'm going to try to pay attention. I'm really bad sometimes at looking at the comments, but I'm going to pay attention. And we'll start off with talking about how people always want to know how we got into business. And people think that I started the business, which is not true at all. So talk about how it started. Where were you? What year was it? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, all these details, I'll be honest with you. Anytime you want to start a business, the chances of you looking at dates and times and all of that, I was just more afraid of like failing. Just like I just wanted to get the business going. I can't remember the dates.
What year did you leave your full-time job to get started?
I don't know. I was I don't remember.
Oh Lord.
I was in my 20s. I was definitely in my 20s. I don't know. So I was in my 20s when I walked up to I used to work for BMW, a BMW dealer. I was a mechanic for BMW. And I got so stressed out with trying to maintain a job and also keep a business going that the job was actually interfering in me being successful with the business. Like it was causing issues.
So how did you even get started?
I started off doing toy parties. And from parties, it led to more parties. Then one day I decided to open up a store because I got tired of traveling. I was traveling from state to state to state, doing toy parties, going to strip clubs, selling dancewear to exotic dancers, and
all up in the dressing room with butt naked women.
Shout out to all the ladies. But all I know, I'll be honest with you, like It's
Shout
not
out
as
to all of our dancers that's
yeah,
watching.
it's not as exciting as you might think it is. All they doing is doing their makeup, talking, changing clothes, hygiene. It,
You
it's
like
not what you
looking
think.
at the butt naked women?
Yeah, but it was work. It's not the same thing. It's not the
Okay.
same thing.
So
I
you
never
was
was looking at them to like, ooh, she's attractive. This is this. It became. I became like it was just work.
so how did you even start being like, I want to do toy parties? Did you work
It
for a
was some.
company? Like what?
Yeah. Start.
Can you tell the story?
Okay. Because I mean, it was a company, a home party company called Tasteful Treasures, and Tasteful Treasures did not allow men. So what I did was I instead of saying Tony Tony, I said Tony with an I because that's girls' names with the I, and I filled out the application and information based on that. And my husband is the one, or my boyfriend is the one that used his card to pretty much buy my kit and get me started.
Your alleged husband.
There you
The way
go.
you're saying it,
Oh, my
sound real.
legend. It was
That sound real suspect.
okay. Yeah. So it was just me. I bought the kit and I just started. I started from there. So it started off like that because they wouldn't allow guys. Matter of fact, that was some straight up discrimination type crap. But it
Yeah,
was what
it's
it
definitely
was.
gender discrimination.
Yeah.
So what they thought that the men would be flirting with the women?
Yeah, they just didn't. Yeah, they didn't allow. They didn't sign up men at all.
Are they still in business?
No, they're not that I know of. I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. But
I
I think
haven't
they're
heard
gone.
anybody sound
Yeah, so
tasteful
I think
treasures.
I think they're out of business. But yeah, any of those companies that sit there and they sit there and say, oh, but they I understand why they were doing it, but straight up it the way that they presented it and the way that they made it seem, it was definitely like men are not wanted. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I threw some numbers up there because women wanted to hear from some of the women were buying for their boyfriends, buying for their husbands, their side pieces or whatever, and they wanted to know a man's opinion. So that made it easier for me because I gave them a man's opinion on things that he might be interested in. Because guys wasn't even allowed to go to the parties. It was women only, just 100% women only. And it was messed up. It was messed up back then.
So then, okay, you started home parties, started going to different strip clubs, started traveling with the home parties. So then, how did it get to the point that you was like, I need to open up a store?
Yeah, one day I had drove to from DC to New Jersey, from Jersey to New York City, from New York City back to DC, from DC to Greensboro, North
All
Carolina,
right,
and then
come
back,
on.
and I made $0.
So
And
what? So
one day,
why
that
did
was
you
one day
think?
worth
So
of
you
driving.
thought the store was going to make sure that you did make
I had
money?
a better chance. I felt like I had a better chance of staying in one location and actually, say take my chances on not making money versus sitting there traveling all those many hours and not making any money. So I was like, hey, let me try that.
Okay.
So
And I'm still not in the picture at this point.
nah,
I think I was married. I was married to somebody else at that time.
yeah.
So then, okay, so you want to get a store. A lot of people always ask, that's one of the questions. How did you get the money to open up your first store?
I worked on cars. I had a job. I worked on cars on the side and I worked for the dealership. And I just saved up my money and to be able to and purchase all the extra dollars that I had. I purchased inventory, So my house at that time where I was living was the base. It was a townhome. The basement, the living room, first entry level, the living room, the dining room. It had nothing but products, inventory, supplies that I needed. Slot boards, a slot wall. I had it all in the house. You know what I'm saying? Just everywhere. Like I had to literally like maneuver. Me and my dad. We had to my dad was living with me. So also that was another thing to cut down on costs. My dad was living with me to help pay the bills, so that way I could take even more money to be able to put towards the business. So like I really tried to live on very, very little, so that way every extra dollar went towards the business.
And it's when people ask, like, how did you open up this store? And then y'all open a second store. How did you open that? We've never had any loans.
Nope.
Never borrowed money from family members. We just saved up. We just saved up our money, sacrificed, went without sometimes. Sometimes we wanted to take trips and didn't. And just saved our money. So bootstrapping is still a way of getting your first store.
Yeah. It still is like, but and then a lot of times like by you doing it that way, like the chances of you not paying attention. Sometimes if you go out and you get a loan, it's not your money, so you can spend it all willy nilly, and it doesn't hurt you because it's not yours. You ain't work for it. But when you kind of save up for it, like the chances of you trying to lose something, like lose money, shit, man, y'all
Yeah.
crazy. It hurt. It hit different. It hit different.
So okay, so you open it first. So the first store was a little teeny store.
300 square feet.
What's in there now?
Nothing. It's office.
Nothing's in there
Nothing.
now. Okay, so it was a very, very, very tiny store, but you did good business out of it.
Yes.
Do you don't remember what year you opened up the store?
I have no clue. I have to look back at the paperwork. I can look over at the file cabinet and probably find it. But
okay, so you opened up the first store. Then what made you be like, I need to open up early 2000s?
Single digit 2000s.
So when did you open up the second store? So if for those who are not in the DMV, Heart's Desires has been in. We have two locations now, one in Adams Morgan in DC and one in Suitland. The Suitland Heart's Desires has been in the same shopping building. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units. So Heart's Desires has been in the same building since the early 2000s and just moved into different units.
As got bigger.
As the company got bigger, the brand got bigger, just moved into another unit. So you was in one unit, and then you moved into the second unit.
Yep.
And when you moved in the second unit, that's where I met you. When you was in the second unit.
Yep.
And so we first started dating, and he was like, you get to, what do you do? What do you do? He's like, oh, I own a sex toy store. I was like, oh, well, this is different. And remember you said you was nervous about telling me.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm beyond, like, that's another thing. Like, to try to date and to be in this industry where you hang out with as your friends and also as customers, exotic entertainers, all of these women who have, ass and titties and makeup.
And the regular customers.
Yeah, they're regular customers. But people assume that, what I'm saying, that it's just like because you sell sex or sex products, adult products, romance products, that they think that you're having sex with the whole entire world. And that's not the case. Like, the whole focus is to help other people have, enhance their lives. Me having sex was always the last thing on my mind. I mean, far from it wasn't even possible. Like,
so we started dating, and then eventually I'm not a super jealous person, but I would be. He used to work at the store a lot. Nowadays, he pops in from time to time, but he used to work shifts at the store.
Yeah,
he was actually on the schedule. Like on Monday, this was his day to work. On Tuesday, might have been somebody else's day to work. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start popping up this joint. Now I want to say I was acting crazy. Everybody that does pop-ups is not crazy. Let's just say that. But I knew where he was going to be. So I popped up to see, what's the vibe. I want to sit back and see how he talked to the people in the store and, who's flirting. Is he flirting back? What's going on? So I started popping up at the store, and eventually he was like, so you're going to keep popping up. I might as well put you to work. So remember you showed me how to use the cash register. So that was my whole job. And I loved it because as you couldn't tell, I like talking. So I loved when people came in and we talked, we had conversations and just laughed, and it was a good time. I loved our employees. Well, it wasn't my employees then. I loved the employees at the store. I loved the customers. I just liked being there. So my whole job was scanning. Do we have a scan?
Yep.
Was it a scan?
That's what you wanted to do. Boop, boop.
Yeah. I like scanning the stuff and ringing people up, and that was it. But then eventually people started asking me more and more questions about the products. Like, I didn't know too much about the products. Like, you go in the store, there's hundreds of products in an adult store. It's hard for you, just all you know is how to work the cash register. And now you have to know about all the different products. And I'm like, I don't know. And then especially when people started asking me like sex education type classes. Um Oh, I was going to show the Vibe Pad tonight. Somebody asked me to talk about the Vibe Pad, but I really, because a lot of the questions that people were asking about were things that I didn't know the answer, and I wanted to know too. So remember, eventually I was like, you know what? I like this industry. I like doing this. I think this is what I want to do. I was like, but I want to go to school for it.
We were on a date when she said this to me. Like, we were sitting at the dinner table, and she was like, I think I want to go out, and I think I want to, learn more, because people are asking me questions, and I feel like less because I'm not providing them with the information, and I want to be able to help people.
That, because mostly black, so at the Sulan store at that time, it was 99% black people that came in the store, and I'm like, yo, our people need to know. Like, I want to be the person to spread, comprehensive, factual, sex education and knowledge to people. So I went to school, went all the way to Portland to school. Went to Portland, had rented an Airbnb for a long time and stayed in the Airbnb. And I actually went to sex educator school. Hey, Abdul. So I went to sex educator school. I didn't finish.
Hold up. Let's start back. Like, we saved up money.
It was a lot of money.
We saved up money for her to go to the school first. So then we had to pay for the school, and then had to pay for the Airbnb,
the
so
flights,
that way the flights,
food.
the food. Yeah, so like all of that was like money that was saved up,
thousands of dollars.
Yeah, to be able to cover that. So it wasn't like it just it was just a spur of the moment type thing. Like, we had saved up and then put the money into it. Goodness gracious, that was a lot. Yeah,
and
but it was worth it. It was worth it.
Like, I went to all the classes and everything. I just didn't finish all of my hours and homework, papers and projects. It's a lot to be. It's an organization called ASECT, which sex educators, sex therapists, and sex counselors get certified through. And you gotta jump through mad hoops. Like, so much stuff you got to do. And once I got the actual knowledge and started actually working in the field, doing workshops, doing speaking engagements, doing shows on online shows, and doing our social media and stuff like that, I was like, I don't think I need that certification, because most of the people that we talk to don't know what an ASEC is. Like, it's good if I was doing stuff more collegiate or needed certain certifications, but most of the people that walk in the Sulan store ain't worried about if I'm ASEC certified. They just want real information.
Yeah, the schooling was beneficial for us, because we were able to now like really educate our staff on how to become better sex educators themselves, how to honestly talk to customers about different subjects, whether it's STI, STD, whether it's if they have like a disability. So it made things a lot easier for us to be able to, from the education that she got, we were able to create a educational system for our company to be able to train people on. So that way, when you talk to a staff member, you're getting a true educated, half medical, half, what I'm saying, just the fun side of the product. You get the mixture of that to give you the information that you need. And then plus, a lot of our staff members, they take it a whole nother level, because their curiosity leads them down a different aisle of a different way to go about sex education, and they go further in detail, and they study and do research, stuff like that.
So that's how it got started. Supposed to be talking about how we started the business.
That is,
well, yeah, you have to keep going and growing.
So basically, to start any business, no matter what you're in, you're always gonna have systems, processes, and then you have to manage those things. So whatever you're doing, you have to have a system or a process of how you can go from A, B, C. So the way we open the stores, the way we close the stores, everything in between between that during the day is actually planned out step by step on how things are to be accomplished.
Okay. So that was so Heart's Desires was in the little space. Then it moved to the second space. That's where I came in. And then after a while, I was like, you know what?
I think it was 1,100 square feet. So from 300 square feet to 1,100 square feet. From 1,100 to now.
No, then we opened up the Adams Morgan store.
Then we opened up the Adams Morgan
store. Next was that we opened up the Adams Morgan store again. Saved up money. We didn't, and that was Adams Morgan store took a lot of money because we had to totally gut the whole space.
That was an ugly space.
We had to take down. The Adams Morgan store used to be an apartment. It was choppy. There was support beams we had to take out and do over. It was a lot going on. But it was if you've been to the Adams Morgan store, the first store, it was beautiful. I put everything into. I picked out everything. I designed the whole store, picked out all of the fixtures, the lighting, the furniture, and I just thought it was so gorgeous. That was my pride and joy. The Adams Morgan store. The first one was my pride and joy. So then after we opened the Adams Morgan store, then we moved Suitland store into its now location.
So that went from 1,100 square feet to now 4,000, like 4,400. 4,400.
We have a really nice big store. We have a warehouse space next to the store. And again, to get this store down, we had to gut the whole, tore up the floors, tore down the ceilings, tore down walls. That was a total gut of both spaces. Because at first, the warehouse was an event space. I used to do classes and we had parties and we rented it out to people having baby showers and birthday parties and things like that. And then when our website started doing very well, we just turned it into a warehouse because we didn't have enough space for website inventory. And then the next thing we did was move the Adams Morgan store to the street level because that first Adams Morgan store was on the second floor. It was a full flight of steps. Some people will open up the door, look up, and be like, "No, I'm good. I'm good, fam. I don't really need it that bad." So now we're on the street level. We have a big storefront window that's gorgeous. It's just an awesome space. So that is the story of Heart's Desires, basically how we started. And it's someone asked us before, I don't even think I said it to you. It was like, can you teach a class about how to start a business, how to open up a brick and mortar store? And I'm like, I don't even know where to begin because we just like every time we open a store, it's just piecing stuff together and buying stuff as we go.
Oh, we got a system. No, we have.
But it's hard to say exactly how much money it took.
Oh,
they wanted a full out plan. Okay. We don't have a full out plan.
No, but we
don't have a full out plan.
We had a budget, and then we also had a contingency budget. I think that's the word. We had the budget of what we wanted to spend. Well, we had a little extra over here off to the side that was going to be able to. So just in case if something cost a little bit more money or this and this, we had a little extra over here just in case if we had to go over a budget, we still had a little money extra left over. And
I went over big time because he's super cheap. So I'm like, look, I need this furniture. I need these lights. I need these hardwood floors. I need this and that. I wanted the store. So I want the stores now. Hopefully when people walk in them, they feel like, ooh, this is nice. This is luxurious. People think about sex toy stores like it's like creepy men peeking out from behind the counter and sticky floors and it just being dark and everything like that. But our stores are bright and colorful, and I feel like people like shopping in there from the way it looks.
Yeah, well, for me, I could probably say, yeah, when I see a guy, when a couple first, male female couple, when they first walk into a store, I could say just a couple, period. But definitely when it comes to the queer women couples and then the hetero couples, when they walk in and that one partner is coming in to make sure that their partner is safe, and when they can let that partner, they're like, oh, this is the way it looking here. Oh, the people talk like this. Okay. And they can let their partner just roll and just go ahead and do whatever they're going to do. And then the next time, then it's just a partner by themselves, like, oh, I'm going to Heart's Desires to go buy something. And their partner, and they're like, oh, okay, go ahead. That's fine, because they already know that they're coming to a safe environment. They're coming to a place where nobody's going to hassle them or disrespect them in any way. So, that makes me feel really, really good when I
Yeah.
see that dude that's just like, oh, my lady can go in there by herself and I'm not worried about somebody harassing her or taking advantage of her or, just
Yeah.
anything.
So we have a question
Mhm.
from one of my favorite people. If I was in DC and was at Union Station on the metro, what line and station would I use to get to your closest store? Neither one of them are right off of a metro train station. I think the Adams Morgan store is closer.
Well, yeah, you definitely will be the Adams Morgan
So,
store.
because you could walk, I don't know the line,
You would,
but you would get off at the Woodley.
it's three that they can get off. They can get off at Woodley. They can get off at the National Zoo, and then they can get off
National
at
Zoo is way further.
U Street Car. It's across the bridge. It's a walk. People walk across that bridge all the time.
The Woodley one is the one that's closer. Not Woodley. I'm sorry.
I'm talking about like 14th and whatever that is up there.
My bad. Not Woodley. It's called it's at the corner of Calvert in Connecticut. The one at the top where the McDonald's is right there, across the street from Hot and Juicy. That's the closest.
Yeah,
metro station.
that's the zoo.
That's the
National.
zoo.
Yeah.
Oh,
We talking about the same one.
Yeah. When I'm thinking of Tenleytown Metro Station and Woodley,
Oh, okay,
all the way up
okay.
there. Right. So you would get off at the zoo metro station. I don't know what line it is, and it's like maybe a 10-minute walk from there. But there are buses that come down 18th Street. And just same thing at the Suitland store. It's Suitland Metro Station, and then there's buses that leave from the Metro. But Metro's website is really good. If you put your starting point and then put our address, it'll plan out the whole route.
They tell you exactly which way to go.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
That's one thing about the Washington area public transportation. They do pretty well with the app.
Yes. So people send in some questions through email, inbox us, and DM about the topic for tonight. So first question was, do you plan on opening any more stores?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Open brick and mortar stores is hard, especially now. And I want to concentrate and work on our website more. I want to work on adding more products. I want to work on making the website look a little bit more fancier per se. Update the website some more. Shut up. I want to concentrate on the website. He wants to open more stores. Which one, if you're watching, which one do you think we should do? Open more stores or concentrate on the website? What would you do?
I want at least one store in every state across the United States.
Anyway, next question
is international, Canada and Mexico.
What is the easiest way to get into selling sex toys?
Shit.
Somebody emailed this question.
Probably I'll probably say start off with home parties to see if it's.
So that's what I was thinking too. Like parties. Your MLM, the multi-level marketing, your pure romances, your candies, and things like that.
Yeah.
You put in a little small amount of money and you get started. People name it, even though for those it's not your business per se, but still could be your brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that is the easiest way. Another way that a lot of people start off with is drop shipping. So for drop shipping, you need to get no, people do.
People do it, but more people fail than what you think. I'm be honest with you. When it comes to a lot of, well, even with home parties, for every 100 people that probably enter into a business period, I'm probably 5 are going to succeed out of 100, and then the numbers might
You're
be less than
just
that.
guessing. Anyway,
Oh,
drop shipping is where like some people, you go to the website, you might not even know that they're drop shipping the products to you.
true.
So you go to the website, it says, let's say Tony's Scarlet Letter Toys. That's his company, that's the website, and then it has all the toys and this and that.
I will
So
never name a
when
company that.
I don't know. So
I
when
know,
you
that's
when
cool.
you click on the toy, purchase it, you check out. Tony's Scarlet Letter Toys is actually not the one that's sending you the product. It's through on the back door side. The order goes to the main company, usually like a big distributor or
A
something like
warehouse. You
that.
go to a
It
warehouse.
goes to a warehouse, and the warehouse is actually
We'll
the
actually
one
ship it
that
to.
sends it to you.
Yeah.
So that one a lot of people go with because all they have to do is have a website, a payment processor, a host, things like that, and they don't have to actually buy the inventory up front. Buying the inventory up front has its pros and cons. You have to put a lot of money out, but at the same time, you make more money off of every product. When you're drop shipping, the company that's sending the merchandise for you, they're taking a bigger cut.
Big ain't the word.
They're taking a bigger cut.
Yeah, they
but
fucking you with no grease.
but it is a way for people to get started and not have to come out of their money and out of their pockets and buy the products.
Yes.
So I would say those are the two easiest ways to get into selling sex toys: drop shipping and home parties.
Yes. If you don't put your own money up, you're not gonna take it serious.
Everyone's saying website. Hypnotize the Kitty said work on the website and then open another store. Smooth Operator on YouTube said work on the website. Abdul said online and here in Hampton Roads. Hampton Roads is far.
It is not.
And it's slow out there.
No, it's
That's it. My sister used to live in Newport News.
Yeah, that's a good area. That's a good area. That's right there in the Tidewater area. Yep.
Cool. Nah, so everyone agrees with me. Website first. Anyway, next question. Kind of along the same lines as the last question. Right now, I sell toys for a home party company, but I want to start my own brand. Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah. Stack up on inventory on your popular items and focus on those.
That's it. I think if you're someone that has built up a good following and with your home party, people they trust you. Because some people, no shade. Some people that sell these different products from like Pure Romance or Candy, they don't know nothing about the products. They really don't. Some people get into these different businesses, these MLM businesses, just to make money. They really don't care about the products, just as long as they can sell them. I have my friends on Facebook on my friends list, not my friends list. And every time I turn around, they selling something else through another MLM company. And it's like, do you care about anything? So, but once you have been in business for a while doing your home parties, you've gotten gained people's trust. You've gotten a working knowledge of, sex education. You built up your followers. I think that's a good time to branch out.
Yeah. Once you get that good core, but it like at the same time, like you need to know your stuff. You need to know the products. You need to know not to scam someone. Like if you don't know the answer, tell them you don't know the answer, and you need to go find out.
It's lots of times I have been on a stage, and people have someone is always question answer at the end. I have been on a whole stage, and somebody has asked me a question, and I did not know the answer because I can't. My lane is certain things. Like I love talking about pleasure when it comes to sex toys. I love talking about CBD and sex, different things like that. And somebody asked me a question that still was related to my lane, but was not my lane. And I felt comfortable enough to say, you know what? I don't know. But after after we're over, if you can give me your email, I'll research it and get back to you and let you know. Because that's an interesting question and I want to know myself. But you have to be authentic. You don't want to seem like you're just talking out your ass to people. So I think that, like you said, you want to start your own brand. I think that if you have a good grasp on the products and the information, I think you should I think start off with I think you could go with inventory buying, and it depends on how your pockets are. Like I can't be in your pockets. You might want to start off with drop shipping, or you might want to start off finding products that you can buy in bulk and sell them. Heart's Desires wholesale certain things. My CBD company wholesales things. So finding different people that wholesale their items, I think that would be a good transition if you have the money to do so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, next question. What is the hardest thing right now about owning a brick and mortar store?
Right now, uh, vid 19, vid 19, just health, keeping everyone healthy, your whole staff, paying attention to health. That's right now, and make sure the customers are protected, the staff is protected, you're protected, which and your family. So probably right now, that's probably the hardest, just to make sure that that everyone's protected and safe.
And I think the first thing that came to my mind when I read the question was right now manufacturing and supply chain issues.
Damn, yeah.
It's some companies that we love their items, and some of you guys love their items, but they're too slow. The manufacturers are too slow making them, or they're always out of stock. We could never get them. It just keeps happening. So, and just like in all different industries, furniture, diapers, food, and the supply chain issues are hard on, I think, especially small businesses, because we don't usually order 1,000 things at one time. We might, like at our store, when we place our orders, we might order 20 of one thing and maybe 5 of another thing, 10 of this thing. So we don't keep a huge inventory at the store because it's just not cost feasible. But when it comes to the point that you don't have any left, that's hard, especially well-known stuff that people want, people come in and ask for. You're like, we don't have it. And then that kind of make you look stupid. They looking at us like we some trash ass company because we don't have it and don't understand that we want to get it. We want to have it and carry it. It's something popular. Why would we not want to have our most popular items in the store, but we just can't get them? So I think that is something that's. Did you ban them again? How did they get back on? When you ban on YouTube, someone is spamming us.
I think I just did it. Yeah.
Okay. Next question.
Next.
How does your family take y'all selling sex items and talking about sex online? So that's something you're going to have to think about. If you're thinking about starting your business and selling sex toys, some people, that gets in the way because they're worrying about what other people are going to think, what their family is going to think.
You got kids, you got to think about,
you might be a school teacher. You're like, damn, what's going to happen? But,
so when I first,
our cousin's on here, Miss Puddin', she said we love it.
So first thing I did was I went to one of my grandmothers and I went to my mother and I asked my mother. I went in detail. I told my mother, because my mother the type of person that you could talk about anything. We talk about sex at the dinner table. But my grandmother, I went to her and it was like, hey, I'm thinking about starting this business and selling like lingerie and romance products. What do you think? And she was like, go on, son, go on. Long as it ain't illegal, we ain't gonna send you to jail. I'm happy for you. Go on, son. I was like, all right, cool. So I didn't tell her all this stuff, but it was enough that she kind of knew. And
hey Joe.
Then that was the stamp to start it. And then what really put it on over the top, my uncle from West Virginia, my uncle David, my grandmother, mama, all of them came to the store one day, and they saw. So we're on the Hart side of the family. All of them came to the store, and they saw their name, Heart's Desires. They saw their name on the business. And when my grandmother and my uncle, you know what I'm saying, like, my other family members, but when to sit there and see that, and to look for me looking at them, and for the, like, my grandmother and my uncle, like, they like sat on the steps, like it was like some step. They actually sat on the steps and was just like blown away. I will never forget that day.
So they're good with it.
Yeah, family
Okay.
good. Family
yeah, my
good.
family is good
But yeah,
too.
that was definitely like the dopest.
That was the
Uncle,
dopest.
yeah, my
Okay.
Uncle Doug.
We gotta
Everybody
get to
was
the
right
last
there.
question.
Okay,
It's 7:45.
Okay, my bad.
Okay, if those are
That was
just
a hot ass
joining in, tonight we were talking about how we started our sex toy company and answering questions people wrote in about they want to start a sex toy company. So the last question is, how do you select what toys are going to be in the store?
Whoo! Yo, there are millions and millions and millions of products on the market.
So picking out what products is going to be best in the store, first thing we look at is what they call margins. So with any business, any retail business, is how much you're buying the product for versus how much you can sell it for. So that's why, unfortunately, we get a lot of people who like make stuff and everything like that. And they're like, one person was making candles. So they was making these warming candles that you could pour on there. They were selling them. And unfortunately, a lot of small companies, they're not going to have the huge margins. But for us, you got to have at least a 50% margin.
No, that's not true.
Well, anyway, let me get back to the candle thing.
It's not margins. We look at product. We look at the material first. Health.
We look at material,
health.
But what I'm talking,
so it's like certain. We won't bring in products that don't meet our standards.
I'm going through different things, Mark. So the candle.
Margins. What's next?
No, I was talking about the candle company. They said
Come on, keep going. What's next? Come on, babe, keep going. Come on, no.
Go ahead. What's next?
No. I mean, this is it. It's just certain things we look at. Body safe. We look at, like you said, we look at to make sure that it is a product that can sell. We look at also longevity of the product. Is it going to have a warranty, or is it going to be popular to customers? Are they going to like it? We don't carry certain materials because it's not good for the body. So it's a lot of stuff like
Joe
that.
from B Condoms said, I hear B Condoms has great margins.
Hey!
I have a condom right here.
we got
the only black-owned condom company. And we carry them online and in both the stores.
Yeah.
And the company that we're buying, the company that manufactured the product, their reputation is really important. Like, some people might just go on, like, there's so many different websites for manufacturers in China that you can go on, all the different ones. And sometimes people buy stuff and don't really know what it is. If they say it's 100% silicone, it's like, is it really? Because you don't know anything about this manufacturer. You don't know anything about this distributor or whatever, and you're just buying something because the price is low. Sometimes too low is kind of like a red flag. Sometimes.
A lot of times. Sometimes it depends, but you definitely look for like good manufacturing and good manufacturers like B Condoms who they call you on the phone, they're talking to you, they're educating you. So they like, like B Condoms, they actually, keep us educated on their product. They actually are creating information so that way we could be able to transfer the information over and get an understanding. So when we use the products ourselves, when we be able to talk about it to customers, it's definitely one of those things that's just makes it totally easier for us. Yeah. Totally easier.
Sometimes we'll call also picking out toys. Sometimes we'll ask for the place to send us a sample and we'll try it out so we can actually see it. I'm the only one out of us that has a vulva. Sometimes I want to make it feel, and I might get something and it might not feel good to me, but we might still carry it because I could see how it might feel good to other people. Like everybody's bodies is so different.
Yeah.
So just because I don't like it doesn't mean that other people won't like it.
Yeah.
But just want to feel the material, see how it moves. Is it quiet? Is it loud? Because that's important to me, the loudness of the toy.
Yeah, you definitely want quiet products.
You know, how fast does it charge? So many different things. So that's how we pick most of what products come to store. And then also trends, stuff that's hot. You look at, the Rose toy that's been viral forever. So we had to have it in when one customer comes in and asks for something, then a second person comes and asks for something. When people keep coming in and ask for the same toy, you're like, wait, what? Because my ear is not always to the street. I don't sit on social media a lot. So sometimes I don't see all the trends, and you don't sit on social media a lot either. But then when we get the employees, be like, this 3 people today called up to see if we had this toy. And that's like, okay, let's do some research on this toy. If everybody wants it, let's find out about that toy. So trends are really important too.
Trends, yeah, this day and age, social media is everything. But definitely don't focus strictly on just social media and trends. Definitely, but keep an open mind, and because sometimes you still need your staple products. You still need to have those products that a lot of people are still going to constantly come in for, your lubricants, your condoms, your rabbit vibrators, so you definitely want to keep up on them, because those are the things that
the main category.
Yeah, the main categories.
Your bullets, your rabbits, your dildos.
They're always going to come and look for those.
Yeah.
Even if they come in and they want that trendy item, you have to, they might come in, I want a trendy item, but I also want that staple item as well.
Chartreuse Daddy said, love to see your contact. Yay, thanks. Hey, I'm trying to do better on social media. I'm horrible. I need to hire a social media manager.
Nah, we good.
Oh, whatever. So that's all the questions that we had. Somebody earlier on Instagram said, can you go over the Vibe Pad? I don't have it right here. It's becoming a real popular product. I am going to make a video this week about it because I don't have enough time to run upstairs and get it and bring it back. And it's kind of hard to talk about it without holding it and showing it. So I'm going to make a video probably tomorrow. I'll do a video. But what was I about to say? Oh, every week we give away a prize for someone answering a question.
Crazy.
What?
Go ahead. What's the prize?
Oh, the prize this week is a 1 ounce bottle of our CBD water-based lubricant. This thing is the bee's knees. This stuff is the truth. So that's our prize. What's the question that I was going to ask? You didn't answer it.
Okay, but what was the item that I said that I wanted to give away today? Don't worry about it. Keep going. Somebody, whoever win the prize, whoever get the giveaway, gonna get 2 items, not 1. I'm just gonna let it be known.
Okay. So the question of the evening is, okay, maybe this is not an easy question. I was gonna say, how many locations has the Suitland? How many different units has the Suitland store been in?
Okay, go ahead.
Is that too hard?
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
So we talked about the Suitland store moving to different units. How many units to date has the Suitland store been? How many units has it been in?
Miss Puddin.
Miss Puddin.
Oh, she was close.
Almost. Hypnotized with Kitty said 2. Almost. But even after we go off, if nobody on Instagram, because we give a prize because we have 2 screens. If you see us looking back and forth, we look at our Instagram on this screen because the comments are too small. We can't see them on the phone. So we have a TV hooked up to the phone so we can see. So we're looking at that screen, and then Facebook and YouTube is on our laptop. So we give 1 prize away to each section. So we have our YouTube, Facebook winner. I'm a check back on the Instagram winner. If anybody has an answer, even if you watch the replay, DM me.
Well, technically she is right.
What?
we moved into three different spaces, but we only moved technically 2 times from this.
I said, how
location.
many units have we been
Oh,
in?
I mean units. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'll try.
nobody so far. BJ's Car Care said 4. That wasn't the right answer either.
Hey.
It's kind of in the middle between
Okay.
those 2 answers. But go ahead and what time is it? 7:54. Anything else you want to add before we go off?
Nope. But shout out to B Condoms, and whoever wins the prize, we're gonna send y'all some condoms as well. So we're gonna definitely put that in there too. So you will get some B condoms, so y'all can see the texture, and also if you big and long, you gonna get one of the best big and long condoms on the largest condom on the market, baby.
Hypnotized with Kitty 1 on Instagram. So send us a DM with your address, email address, the name that you want. Because if nobody puts a name, I gotta put Hypnotized with Kitty in the address. So please DM us your address, what name you want to send to, and your email address. And Miss Puddin is our cousin. She gonna have to come over and pick it up. She live far away. It costs too much to ship anything to her house. And never ever land. Okay. Sign us out.
Hey, thank you for doing this. This was fun.
Even though you cut me off when I was trying to answer a question.
I cut you. Yes. We'll talk about that off camera.
We go through that. I'm telling you, almost every episode, once we hit end live, we get off here and I'd be like, why you say that? He'd be like, why did you say this? We do this every week.
Oh, we about to do that.
Well, sign us out.
My bad, y'all. We're all freaks that get on the elevator. Only difference between us is which floor we get off on. And if you like us, you get off on every floor just to see what's going on. So, as always, stay sexy, my friends.
Stay sexy, my friends. Bye.
Right. See y'all later.